the tool sets you're working on.
Okay. So for the past 4 years, I've been working with Horizon Hyderabad. In this experience, so I have experience in Git, Maven, SonarQube, Nexus, Jenkins, and past 2.5 years I've been working on container tools like Docker and Kubernetes, and I have a experience on AWS as well. So the last project which I worked on is AYS ETO service. So it is a uh, it's a AKS project. So we used Git as a CM tool, and we deployed by using the Jenkins for CI/CD purpose, and we we kind of deployed the microservices on top of managed EKS, managed Kubernetes service called EKS.
Okay. All right. So, one. Okay. So, other than Git, you have worked on any other source code management tool, or
Uh,
it's just Git?
I did not get a chance to. Most of the times we ended up using Git only.
Okay. Right. So, what are the tasks you have performed on Git, and you have handled branching strategy. What is the branching strategy basically used in your current organization or the
So
client?
okay, the client, okay. It is with the branching strategy. We have like five strategies, like five branches
Mm.
we have. One is development area, one is staging, and one is production. And if we have any features they want to implement, we one of the feature branch also we have. And for temporary bug fixes, we have bug fix branch. So we have like five branches. And when the code is in the we get the approval from the development team, and the sonar quality profiles have sonar quality gates have give the indication like pass. The code will be moved from the dev area to staging area, and then the testing will team will the test, and then the after done multiple testings, we'll push the code to the production.
Okay. What is when you say okay, what is the production life cycle? how early do you guys have releases, or how you guys are managing the release life cycle over there?
We follow some scrums, so our tech leads will take care of them. Actually, we do not have any hands on them, but our tech lead will guide us. So according to their guide, according to their instructions, we'll do the production scaling.
Okay. So, so you have been working in one organization only, right? Since the start,
Yes, yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay. So, what is the technology stack for which you have, created the CI/CD pipelines for?
Java,
It's majorly in Java,
majorly Java.
right? Okay. Any experience in .NET based application handling the CI/CD for the .NET based applications or like that?
No,
No.
I did not get a chance. We kind of mainly work with, so we have dedicated Java team. So most of the times, application will be developed in Java only.
Okay. Okay. So, what is the team size? You are handling CI/CD alone, or is it a set of a team,
Yeah,
and you are handling it at a organization level? I want to understand that.
the team size is like we have 7 people in DevOps, and
Mm.
so we have like a dedicated team for AWS, infrastructure team. So they handling they have the full AWS full access. I'm coming to say the administration access.
Mm.
We have the DevOps team. We have like a read only access. So if at all we want to we can only launch the instances. We can do some only read only
Mm.
access we have and we the DevOps team, what we we call in actually we call it as pods. D pod, DevOps pod, and M pod, migration pod, and A pod, the AWS pod actually. So in our D pod we have introduction to we do basic things in creating the pipelines from the scratch, and do the Docker files and writing the Docker files, and pushing the code to the EKS, writing some manifest files. So the cloud team has given the e-case, the e-case, and they have created the node group, and they have given access to us, like so that we will push the manifest files to there.
Okay. Don't have any access in the AWS, like the access management over there, and all those things are handled by a separate team.
Yes, actually, we have like a L2 access in IAM role. Like we have L2 access, so that's what we have read-only access for most of the services. The tech leads and the AWS cloud dedicated team, they have the administration full access. So if at all they want to delete any resource, we want to delete any resource, and so then we have to call them. But I have like experience in VPC and EC2 and ELB and auto scaling groups, basic basic. So we do not have like so we have segregated everything, so that's why.
So what about then other tools as well? Like if you say Jenkins or the GitHub, which you're talking about, or handling the the Docker or the, so the hours for them also is handled by whom? You handle the infrastructure for that also, or you're just it is hosted someone and there's a separate team handling the infrastructure part for it, and you are just supporting the developer team.
We are just kind of supporting the developer team. The infrastructure will be managed by the AWS team only. The dedicated AWS team is responsible for dedicated, like what kind of EC2 instance we want to we want to use for the for the for any application, what kind of EC2s, what kind of EBS volumes we need to we should use. The dedicated team, the dedicated AWS team, the infra mainly the infra team was guiding us.
Okay. So then, what is the develop? I mean, like, how many teams are involved? Like, for how many team? So basically, I want to understand, like, what are daily tasks? If I say
Okay.
so.
The e-case project, the ETU service, that project we have like we created the manifest files. I created the manifest files. I wrote
Hmm.
some Docker files as well, and we deployed the on e-case. And if we sometimes we got any like memory issues and some liveness and readiness proofs got fails, and we look into it, and we kind of we resolve we resolve those issues.
Okay.
And
So
earlier
separate. Continue. Continue. Sorry.
for LA project, we kind of giving the creating for in Git, we kind of creating the repositories, the branches, and creating the users and give the access to the uh, users. And in earlier way before, like like we kind of I kind of used to create the Jenkins pipeline, and we monitor the pipelines and converting I meant to say that the freestyle project to the declarative pipeline we kind of used to write.
Okay. So you have completed migrating them to declarative pipeline.
Yes, by using yes,
Okay. Okay. So currently you are using declarative pipeline for all your
most of
applications.
for most of the
So what is
projects.
a Okay, so what is a Jenkins file and what are the different stages? Can you just tell me that?
The Jenkins file, it is in source code. Like we have like stages like a build stage to build the code, and we have
Hmm.
like a once the code is built, and then we kind of do some prior to build, we have sonar cube. It does the basic it does the basic source code analysis and source code bugging. It in that we kind of used to.
Before build, you are doing that? You are doing that before build.
Yes. Before build, we kind of in, and I mean to say the sonar cube we used in only developer environment. In the developer environment, we use the first sonar cube. Sonar cube, it gets the source code, and it does basic testing and kind of bugs and vulnerabilities and code smells. By using the rules we get from the developer team, and we created some rules for the quality profiles, and we created some, sorry, uh, the code quality profiles will be developed and the quality gates will be developed. After that, we kind of build the there is build stage, and after build we have we will push the code to the Nexus repository. After that we will kind of build the Docker images, and that then we push the code to the we push the Docker images to the Kubernetes EKS.
Okay. So, what is the type of Docker images? Okay, what are the type of agents you are using in your current Jenkins infrastructure? So,
The
yeah,
plugins, right?
continue. No, not the plugin. So, okay, what is the architecture of Jenkins? When I say, how does it communicate with the when you create a pipeline? Where does that execute?
Actually, for if you want to if you want to communicate with Git, we have like a Git assume. Sorry, GitHub
Hmm.
Webhooks, GitHub Webhooks. Whenever
Hmm.
the code is pushed into the Git, the Git will let us know the Jenkins that a new code has been pushed. So that is one thing. And for Sonar Cube, uh, we mentioned in pom.xml in dependency management tag, sorry, in properties tag we give like sonar.login, and sonar we give the sonar token. So that's how the sonar will the sonar the Sonar Cube will integrate with the integrate with the Jenkins, and we integrate the Nexus with the uh, we mentioned the Nexus details in the dependency management tag called in pom.xml we have a tag called dependency management. Under that we
Hmm.
specify the we specify the Nexus repository details, and that's how we get to know that the that's how the Jenkins will get integrate with the Nexus. And after that we have some, if at all we want to push to the code to the for earlier project we used for small project we used deploy to container, so it is a small plugin, so which will
Hmm.
which will let the Jenkins to integrate with the Tomcat. So in that we specify the Tomcat details, URL details, and that's how the Tomcat will integrate with the Jenkins. So for Kubernetes also we used one plugin deployment. One plugin is there. I have to remember. I am able to recollect it. One plugin is there in Kubernetes as well. So that's how the integration with Jenkins integration with Jenkins with Kubernetes happens.
I got that, but I wanted to understand, have you heard about the master slave concept of Jenkins? I wanted to
Yes, yes,
understand about that.
I heard it, but I was not, I did not involved, and actually we have a master and node architecture, but I did not involved on that.
But then what? So if what is this nodes made up of over there? So are those Docker images, Docker containers you are using, or are those any other Windows based or Linux machines? So what is the nodes in your current infrastructure? If you have any idea.
Okay, most of them are Linux based nodes only. Most of
Okay, okay,
Red Hat based.
okay, all right. Uh, okay,
So
and
you want to is it a dot based? You want to looking for a guy who has like a .NET kind of worked on dot.
no, nothing like that. So you know exactly there might be different clients who might have different requirements.
Yes, yes, yes,
So so there might be someone who would be using .NET. Okay,
yes, yes,
so then someone should be comfortable to handle that as well.
yes, yes,
I understand most of the applications currently are going for microservices, Java, Angular, or Node, and all those things, or Python. But someone who should be able to handle the .NET part also. I mean,
yes,
like
yes,
Microsoft based technologies also.
yes, yes,
Because if you want to writing the build scripts for that, so basically that. So now you have worked on Java, so you know how to write a Maven related script or creating the POM file or
yes,
all
yes,
those things you might be aware of.
yes, yes,
But
yes.
if I go and ask you to work on a,
NAND
so
based
you
one
have
will be difficult for me. I never worked on NAND and some.
yeah, but someone who should be able to grasp it also and work on it.
Yes, yes,
So So that's it. Nothing more to that. Mm, it's just that the person should be able to handle it. So have you have any idea about Azure DevOps? Have you tried to learn about it?
Yeah, like I thought of learning it, but I did not get a chance. But if if any project is about to come, and if there is any, if at all there is any requirement, I will definitely learn and I will prove myself.
Okay, okay. All right. So we do have like different set of tools. So based on the whatever
Client
the
requirements.
the client is expecting, based on that it would be handled.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
so that's it. So
So is it a Azure based project?
there are different teams, and so this is not any particular client based interview. It is just a generic DevOps related role.
Okay,
So it later on, if you get selected, it might be for any client.
got it.
So that client might have a different set of requirements. So it's just that.
Got it, got it, got it.
So you said you have worked on the Helm charts. So can you just provide me what are the tasks you performed in that?
For one of the project, like we were asked to create the Prometheus monitoring tool. So that's where we actually we so by using writing a manifest file in a commerce in conventional way, it was very hectic. So we kind of used the pre-installed, so with the one repository called Prometheus, stable stash Prometheus. So we just installed that in our monitoring namespace, and so that's how we used it Helm install by using that Helm install stable stash Prometheus. We just install the Prometheus application. uh, by using that, we
Hmm.
actually the repository, it has created the alert manager rules selfly, and it create the node exporter, default node exporters, and it create the Prometheus itself. So it does the basic automatic job on behalf of ourselves. So we kind of use it for that.
Okay. You said like you guys deploy it into the Kubernetes EKS, but what is the output or the artifact getting generated? Is it a WAR file or is it something else which you're generating and then pushing it? So what is the output or the artifact which is getting generated in
Artifact
your build
was,
step?
yes, artifact was where only.
Okay. So are you using any repository manager? I mean like any artifact tree manager thing? Like a,
For one of the project we used ECR, and for one of the project we have used Nexus only.
Mhm. Okay. Any experience in handling the versioning management?
Versioning management, not much. Sorry.
Okay. Mm. So you have also talked about Ansible, Terraform. Have you really worked on it, or is just about that you have idea about it?
Yeah,
And
yeah. I did not worked on it. I worked on Kubernetes and Docker. I have a kind of knowledge only. I thought of give it a learning. So that's why I mentioned like knowledge on AWS, knowledge on Ansible and Terraform.
okay, okay, okay. So what are the kind of Docker files you have created? Can you give me an example? You said you have written the Docker files. So what is the kind of Docker files you have created?
So like
And few keywords of Docker files. I mean like the
okay.
normal keywords used in Docker file.
Okay, we used some from command, from will get the uh, base image from the Docker Hub or whatever the image we mentioned. Then we have like CMD command, entry point. We have like the copy, the maintainer, the work dir, all the commands. The CMD will will acts like the command only. Um, CMD and entry point both are acts like a command only, but in our Docker files, how many CMD commands we mention, only the last CMD file will get executed. The entry point will be used as a the entry point, the CMD argument will be used as a argument for the entry point. uh,
Hmm.
and we have like copy modules, so copy instructions. So if at all we want to copy some var files to the var file to the Tomcat web apps folder, we used this copy model. We have add model, we have run instructions, we have maintainer instructions who write the files, and basically.
Okay. Any testing been performed, like in the CI unit testing or automation testing in place, or have you integrated anything in the CI/CD pipeline related to the testing?
We used one plugin called Jacaco plugin, so it does the basic testing, and it was only in development environment, and after that in testing environment they have like all the smoke testing, functionality testing, block testing. The testing will team will does the all kind of testings.
But that is not integrated in CI. So as in I mean, like, you don't have anything integrated in CI for basic smoke test or something,
No, testing we
which
have.
automatically get.
In testing we haven't integrated anything.
Okay. So it's majorly just the normal get source, build and deploy.
Yes, yes.
Right? Okay. Mm, I think I'm good. Yeah, you have any question from your end? Okay, any automation experience you have? I mean, like, if you have performed any automation as in not like the
Ansible.
testing automation, but I mean any script, writing any script or something which will be helpful for the team, which they can utilize. So, have you performed
Not
any
much.
such thing?
Not much.
Not much. Okay, fine. So, any other, anything which you have done in the past 4 years, which you feel like, uh, which was extraordinary and, um, you can be proud of something which you have done on your own. Any example?
Okay. For we have like EKS infrastructure. So in that we kind of we does the basic that the team like the AWS team, they have created the AWS mo- uh, they created the node group and they give the access. After that we write the manifest files, but according to our expectation the node group auto scaling of node group is not happening.
Hmm.
Whenever like whenever the trigger happens, like we mention in node group like a minimum is 5 nodes and maximum is 20 nodes. So after 10 nodes the pods were not the pods were in pending state. They're not like the auto scaling was not happening. Like in that actually I
Hmm.
did some research and I actually come up with one script. Actually I told to deploy the script which led the Kubernetes which led the AWS infra to act according to the Kubernetes infrastructure. Like whenever a Kubernetes pods are uh, auto scaling is not happening in node groups. So I researched something and I came up with the script, and we deployed in the node group ASGs. So it was worked, but actually it was a year 1.5 year ago. I could not come up with a good words. That was a
Okay.
good thing for me. Okay.
Okay. Had what I got in train. Hmm. Okay, you written about service now. So what are you guys using service now for using raising tickets and all?
Yes, yes.
Or
It is a basic ITSM tool. Like for incidents,
Hmm. Hmm.
we used as basic
So
ticketing
how
tool.
do you guys communicate with the developer team? They raise a ticket, or you are just directly communicating with them? Hello?
Yes, they raise the tickets. They raise the tickets in as an incident manager. Uh,
Okay. Okay. Is there any, if there is a, okay, last question from my end. Okay. If there is any build failure, okay, and the team lets you know that, a build has failed, what are the first step of actions which you guys take at that point of time?
we'll look into the console output. So like
Mm.
sometimes actually the memory out of memory absence some out of memory errors we get. Then most of the times we do just restart the nodes. Then most of the times the problem get resolved. And sometimes we get some Java Java errors like some null pointer exceptions or some kind of exceptions we get, and then we'll let the developer know what kind of we'll developer the node which kind of error we get.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm good from my end. If you have any other question from your end, let me know.
Okay, thank you. I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, fine. Okay, Asuman. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.